Hi, Stu here. Up on Dartmoor, we've got the first snow of winter so far, so we thought we'd pitch a classic four-season solo tent, the Hilleberg Akto. We'll have a look at it, get it pitched up, and talk you through some of its features and why it's suitable for conditions like this. So let's get to it. I've got it here in my pack. So the Hilleberg Akto has been around for some time. It's a classic single pole hoop solo backpacking tent. What sets us apart from most others is its true four-season design. So it is designed for conditions like we're in now, kind of backpacking above the snow line, or in the snow line even, above the tree line. But all season round backpacking tent. So first of all, we take the pegs out. I'm going to pop those into my pocket here so they're secure and easy to get to. And I'm going to get the pole out as well. When it's windy like this, I like to make sure that I put the pole together first. A stray peg in there with the poles. Pop that one in there as well. This is the spare section and repair sleeve that comes with all Hillebergs. There is a sleeve inside here where it's supposed to live. So I'll pop that one back in there for now. And secure that in my pack so it doesn't blow away or go missing. Pop that down there for a second. We're going to put the pole together so the pole is unlikely to blow away. And when it comes to putting the tent up in a second, I want the pole to be ready to go so we can get the tent up as quick as possible. So we've got a nice flat area here. In an ideal situation, you'd pitch it end into the wind, but so you can see what's going on, I'm going to pitch it at a slight angle so you can hopefully see some of the tent as well. But we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. So straight away, before we even got the tent out of the bag, we're going to pop in some pegs. So if there's a gust now, the tent isn't going anywhere. Take the tent bag, pop that in my other pocket. They come with a strap, this black strap. You need to make sure that's under the tent and not on top, otherwise you could be in some trouble when it comes to pitching it. So this is part of Hilleberg's Red Label range. They're four-season lightweight tents. Comes with Curl-On 1200 fabric, which is a triple siliconized ripstop nylon. And you get 3mm guy cords, which have also got a reflective strand in them. So you can see the tent when it's dark. And these are line lock cleats, which make it really easy to do to kind of tension them. So we've got the tent pegged out now. Let's get the pole in. Single pole construction. And they've got fixed ends on the pole sleeve. So I'm going to thread that through. I'm pulling the tent up. Rather than pushing the tent pole through, I'm pulling the tent fly onto the pole until it gets into the foot section, which it's in now, right in the end. And now I'll start to gather, and push that through. There's a little foot here which that sits into, and then we've got a tensioning strap which we're going to pull nice and tight. As it's a tunnel tent design, it relies on guys to give this tent its structure. As you can see now, we've got the pole in, but there's no shape to the tent. With the guy lines, it's important to make sure that they're extended to their maximum extension before you guy it out. This gives the tent the best strength, makes the guy lines do the most work before you pull them in or tension them up. So you can see straight away now that we've pegged it out. The tent is in it's pretty windy up here right now, but it's pretty much stopped moving around. We'll get this guy line in. Okie dokie. What's great about Hilleberg tents, they pitch as one. So the fly sheet and the inner are already connected, meaning that we haven't got to worry about pitching the inner and then chucking a fly over, and we haven't got to worry about attaching an inner to a pitched fly, which is great in bad weather. You know, like we've got now, the snow's coming down, it's pretty grim. Now the tent's pitched, we can pretty much get inside. So that's make sure that's pitched, looking good. Go around and just tension these guy lines a little bit. Right, so there you have it, the Hilleberg Akto. We'll take a closer look at some of the features now. Sam will come over with the camera and I'll talk you through some of the other. So here we are inside the Akto. Now I'm a pretty short person, there's not loads of headroom inside this tent. It is a fairly small tent for one person, but it is amazing. Got a, amazing strength to weight ratio at 1.7 kilos, but the fact it's this triple siliconized Curl-On 1200 with a 12 kilo tear strength means it's a very robust option. It's going to last you a long time. It's been around for a long time and people really love this tent. So inside you get a nylon inner tent, which has a vent here which can be velcroed up. So now we've got no mesh, but that's going to make it much warmer, and then you can pull that down half or all the way, and that's going to increase the ventilation quite a lot. This door you can fold half back to here, or it unzips all the way back to here with a roller. So you can roll it up and there's a elastic cord with a toggle. So he says, come on little fella, come on now. Okay, there we go. There's enough room in here in the vestibule for a backpack, and I can get my roll mat out. In the winter, I always like to take a foam roll mat along with my kind of winter mat. It acts as a good sit pad to insulate you from the cold when you're just sitting down, and you can put it underneath your winter mat, or you can boost, if you haven't got a winter mat, you can boost the warmth rating of your summer mat with this one. Also, this can't puncture, this can't break really, it's just foam. So I'm going to lie down and that give you an idea of how much space is inside it. My toes are nearly touching the top of this already, so if I was in a winter sleeping bag and on a thick mat, there's not a lot of room inside this tent. So that's worth considering when investing in this product, is how much you're going to use it in the winter, how much space you want inside of it. There's not much room is what I'm getting at. So it might be a case of trading up to something with a bit more space inside of it. Plenty of width. And let's talk a bit more about the feature set on this one. So we mentioned the poles, 9mm poles. You get DAC V pegs, lightweight but strong. The Curl-On 1200. The inner tent which is breathable nylon, but it is DWR treated, so you get condensation inside. It's going to drip down onto the inner and then roll off and not come through to you if it's all mesh in here. Mesh in on a winter tent not only is cold, but condensation drips onto you. So the floor on this tent, as with all red labels, is a 70 denier nylon, which is PU coated on the inside, and it's got a 15,000mm high-tech head. That's really high. These floors are very durable. When you compare those stats to other kind of lightweight backpacking tents, you can realise why this tent is a bit heavier and more expensive. The fabrics they use are just so much more durable. This tent you don't have to use with a footprint. Footprints are available, and that backs up again, and you get a footprint which covers the vestibule area as well. That does increase the weight, of course. For most people, footprint is probably not necessary because these floors are so hard wearing. If you're pitching it on damp ground and you're kneeling around on it, or you're pitching it on rough ground, you can be pretty certain this floor's going to last a long time, which is also important for the tent's lifespan. If the floor wears out on your expedition tent before everything else, there's something going wrong, whereas the floor on this is probably going to outlast the rest of the tent, I would have thought. The door is two-way, so you do get some good venting on it. You can see you get a rain cowl, or wind cowl, this part here. There's a loop there if you want to add a guy line for a bit more security, so it'll be around as much as you can. So we can zip this door down, but have this bit open. So that's going to be, pretty good for ventilation. The other thing that's really important with this tent, because ventilation is so important, is you get vents at the foot and head end. So they are only accessible from the outside. The majority of the time you probably want them open in reality, especially in the UK, where it's moist a lot of the time. So there's a zip here and on the other end, which allows air to blow through from that side over the inner tent and out. It's going to create a lot of airflow to draw that condensation, that moisture that you create as you're sleeping, out of the tent. Really important feature. So there you have it, the Hilleberg Akto, a classic lightweight 4-season backpacking tent. If you think I've missed anything or have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Thanks very much.